Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Love of Learning podcast show with your host, Dr. Carl S. Moore, the Vice President for Teaching and Learning at Howard Community College. And I'm excited, not just because you brought me a smoothie today, but I'm joined by Mr. Schwartz, Seth Schwartz, who goes by Seth, who's going to be representing our, entertainment technology program.
Entertainment technology.
Talking a little bit more about that. So first and foremost, you're the first guest to bring me any type of, gift of, those who may come on in the future. And you remember it all natural.
That's right.
So,
me too.
I don't know if we're going to give a little plug to the business. I don't know what the liabilities around. We're going to stay away from that. But I do appreciate Anonymous smoothie place. Cheers. Cheers to the show. So I'm really excited for
frozen still.
Yeah, it's a little still frozen. We're gonna wait. We're gonna let this
at the end.
At the end,
the big finale.
The big finale. We'll take a sip at the very end of the show. So, Seth, I'm so excited to speak with you about the entertainment technology program. But first, we have to know about you. Cool. Tell us a little bit about you. How long have you been at HCC, and what courses do you teach in the program?
Awesome. I first was an adjunct at Howard Community College in 2013, teaching stagecraft. Okay. While I was working at another community college in Maryland. I don't know if I can say names about that.
Yeah, you can
say it. Carroll Community College.
Oh, Carroll. Oh, no, Carroll.
I loved it there, too, as well. And then in 2017, I came on full-time to be the production manager for the Horowitz Center, serving all of our producing entities, and also in doing that, got to help build and grow the entertainment technology program, which was here but kind of dormant. It was a program that we started together with Carroll Community College, and I got that one going and then came over here.
Wonderful. So two pieces there. The Horowitz Center. For a person that doesn't know, what is that?
Yeah, the Horowitz Center is our arts center here on campus. It has art galleries, dance studios, and some amazing theaters. It has a studio theater, a black box theater, that's a configurable space so people can come see things in any sort of seating configuration, which is cool. And then we have a traditional proscenium theater, and then we have a music hall, the Monte Ibarra Recital Hall, where you can come see awesome concerts.
Wonderful. So if I'm a student, and I know we're going to talk a little bit more at HCC, I have access to all of these wonderful spaces in this theater at the...
not only come see the work, but you can participate in the work being done, which is awesome. You can take art classes and showcase it in the art galleries at appropriate times. Can't just walk in and hang up something you do. It's not a big refrigerator. And then we also have the theater where we're always doing productions. Our plays for the theater department are open to community members to audition for, so it's always a neat mix of community actors, student actors, and then our music students and faculty all shine in the various music events. And then we're fortunate enough to also have a dance program.
Oh, wonderful.
And so we also have 3 dance performances a year featuring guest choreographers as well as guest dancers. So wonderful. You really can, if you're into something...
you got you covered here in the arts. So if I'm a student, I could be in a production with another student, a community member, a faculty member. It could all that happens sometimes. It's like a blend of...
It's a blend. Mm-hmm. Right now, the show that I've been working on the past few nights that opens Wednesday features not only some local professional actors and choreographers, but the coordinator of our theater program directed it, wrote it, and is in it as well.
Wonderful.
Yeah, and tying it back to entertainment technology, everything I just mentioned, we hire designers from the professional community to come in and do all the tech. So all of our students are running the technology that supports the events, so they're getting hands-on training while we're also giving something to the community.
That's wonderful. Cool. So let's dig into the entertainment technology. How would you define that for us? I'm a viewer. Now, this could be a guardian, a student, a current HCC, a potential... What is that? What is it? What is entertainment technology?
So I guess I'll start with the fact that this program was created not because there were students that were knocking on the door of the college going, please start an entertainment tech. We want to do this.
Right.
It actually, I think it's more exciting because it's industry. It's because there was such a need in the industry and an ask for it. Mm-hmm. So we're eager and excited to get students because we can place them in all sorts of jobs. What are those jobs? What is the program? Mm-hmm. So it's supporting any sort of live event, live production. This could be a play. This could be supporting something at a conference center. It could be a museum, a parade, a place of worship. Anywhere where there are people coming to view something that has technology support, you'd be getting hands-on training here to support those types of events. A lot of four-year schools are able to support the designers, meaning like the people who pick out where the lights go in the studio and cameras and all of that. But then we need people to actually hang that light, place that, to run the sound console and mix this podcast. All of those skills that are not necessarily in design but support the design. A lot of students are excited and eager to learn those.
So the technical support elements beyond the typical. Is that kind of a good way to refer to it as technical support elements of it?
All of the middle skill jobs, call it in the technical industry for live events.
Okay.
So it's been really great. We have students who will work on anything behind the scenes from lights, sound, video, and production management.
That's awesome.
It's pretty cool.
You know, it's I don't know why this came to mind. The cool thing about that is it's robot proof, right? Not yet.
Exactly.
Like 20, 30 years before the robots are doing that. So that's another piece where you need an actual human doing this, right? That piece?
Yeah, I mean, we rely on the robots to change the lights, but that's what makes it so exciting to see anything live, because we still have, it's different every single time you see it. Yes,
Right.
I have a show opening Wednesday, but if you come Wednesday or you come Thursday, no matter how perfect we try to be, it's going to be a different show.
Right.
Because it's live and human error will always factor in. So yeah, it's a robot-proof job that relies on some really good interpersonal skills, some collaboration, some love of the arts. It's a great, fun field to make a living that not enough people know is a career pathway. So there's a lot of openings.
Now you know. So there's so much to dig into there. You said you started to mention some skills. So I want to know about, once a student takes, and you can even focus on course if you like, few courses, they're going to walk away knowing what, in the entertainment
absolutely. And we do this sometimes in our planning meeting where we will be like, what is the goal of this course? But not in like a technical educational way. So we might be like, we have a lighting course, Lighting 101, and that at the end of that course, the goal would be that you could either read what's known as a light plot and know how to hang all the lights in a theater for a show or a live event.
Very practical.
Or you could go and be a really awesome wedding DJ. You'd have the skill set to hang,
after that
program your
course.
lights. After that course, because of the track you're on, you'll have enough understanding of lighting and technology, how the lights speak to each other, that you could be a great wedding DJ. For audio, we're teaching people signal path. Basically, how to get a source, whether it's a microphone or an iPod. People don't use iPods, an iPhone or something,
Right.
a microphone, and getting it to come out of the speaker. So we could support anything from the sort of classroom instruction we have here in some of our larger venues to a place of worship when people come in. So the hope with the audio course is that by the end of that, we have somebody who may not be able to be the one behind the sound console, but they could be backstage and help troubleshoot the microphones and start to build upon those skills.
Wow.
Yeah, for the NTech 101 course, it's all about it's fun. It's all about learning how to integrate lighting, sound, and video.
Bringing it all together.
Okay. How to turn it on. One of my favorite classes is troubleshooting. And in that class, we really get to dive into how things work and how to fix them.
Yeah.
My favorite is the final for that class because we ask the students in the class to make a instruction manual, how to turn on a light or how to turn on a microphone.
What a great evidence of learning, right?
I ask somebody who's never done it before to volunteer to come in for the final. And we sit and we watch.
Oh, get out.
And
Wow.
we have to see how clear they are. Because the idea is that if they really understand the process, they've thought through it really well and articulated it in writing or in video. And however they communicate best, and somebody else will have a good understanding. So it's fun.
That's really exciting. So these courses, I know the program, these courses as well, it seems like people can go get a job right away. do students usually is it more of a transfer, or is it mostly in terms of like a career oriented type of degree for the viewers?
Of course, the design of the program is that it's a terminal degree that they can go and enter the workforce. It's structured in a way that while they're here, they're required to do these cooperative educations, and they get to go and be placed on different job sites for credit while they're here, and all of them pay. So they're working while they're here, while they're getting a degree. We're able to place them. We're working with local companies that value this so much that they're building flexible apps. One of our partners, EventEQ in Columbia, they have an app called FlexForce that they use with our students.
Okay.
And it's a non-committal way that they can make money working in the warehouse, learning how to load trucks and gear that's going out on major events. I mean, these people support tours of artists that the students have heard of. They're supporting events that students would go to. So it's very exciting for them. And through the app, they can select hours each week that they want to work. And if they don't have time to work, they don't pick hours.
Wow.
And they're paying them. And it's amazing. Before the pandemic, we were having companies, some of the local touring companies, were paying our students and sending them out on a tour to be production assistants for the tech rehearsals for Broadway national tours, giving them hotels and pay. I mean, when I say the industry needs people, they really do.
They really, yeah.
So our students are able to get that hands-on learning, not just from us, but from the workforce and our industry connections.
That's exciting.
Yeah, it's been so important to me that all the instructors, adjuncts are all working in the field. So the program is taught also by people who are currently working.
And they may have leads to jobs, and there's an industry connection. It's tied.
Yes.
It's very practical. It's not just this theory. Wow, you can work now. What percentage? Like any student can work while they're in the program, or is it just there's a certain amount of slots open?
Well, so I want these. As hard as it is for me, right? I'm a helicopter parent for the students, just like I am for my own kids.
Right.
But I do have to learn to take a step back. And at a certain
You're working
point,
on these things.
I'm working on it. I'm getting better-ish, but I connect them with the place, and I let them all decide if it's a good
awesome.
fit. And if for some reason a student can't find an opportunity, then they wind up here with me on campus, and I settle for second place.
Yeah,
but
that's cool.
I'm kidding. They have a great time when they're on campus.
You have
and
more
a lot of them don't leave
with the Horowitz.
Yeah.
And
we can pay them too, so it works out well.
That's awesome. So, wow, I have a deeper insight, and I thought I knew. But there's so when students are here, they actually have an opportunity inside Horowitz, external, depending upon how that works out. When you have students in your program that are taking, I get it that you have an audio course, you have a lighting course, more than likely you have a video course. You have the course that puts it all together. I've kind of learned about these courses, and then you have that like troubleshooting course. What do students love learning about? Maybe it's in each course or across. What would you say students really love this part of the the learning process? I know there's so many things, but what do you think that is?
So first, I think they get excited because I try really hard to bring in guests to all the classes, even the ones I'm not teaching. I meet somebody and I get them excited about the program, and I try to get them to come in. So they get excited when those people come in. What I think is so special about the arts, and I know you were or are an actor as well.
I'm auditioning right now if anyone needs anyone.
Yeah.
No,
I think that when you find what you're passionate about and then realize that you can make money doing it and that it could be your whole life. That's what when that clicks for them.
Okay.
Then what I teach from day one is about collaboration, because for me, I learn best when it's something that I know I'm going to apply the next day, and when it's about something I love. So I try really hard. If I say like, hey, this light turns on, I then go, and it's important if you like sound that this light turns on, because this is how it affects sound. It's important if you like, so that when they're learning and they realize like, I love video or I love stage management, we can tie it all together, and it makes them excited, hopefully, to come to class. And when that light bulb goes off, I think that's what I like and that's what they like, because they found something they love and they start to gain that confidence that I don't know what I could do, or I'm doing this program, but I'm going to work here because it's safe. They start to lose those safety. They're not called safety wheels, training wheels. And
We can say safety wheels works.
Safety wheels doesn't. We'll call them safety wheels at Howard. So they lose the safety wheels and start to, I guess I'll stick with it, ride a 2-wheel bike.
Right.
And
And once they get on it. No, that's really so. And you said that's what you love as well. You love the practical nature, and I'm just translating.
Yeah.
And the students love it because they can really apply it, and that's what you love. Because that was going to be my next question. What do you love about teaching in the program? Is that it?
Yeah, I mean, I get so excited that, first of all, I'm excited every day that I found a way to make money doing this. And it's like, I get sad when I know that there's somebody.
The industry,
Yeah, but I also get sad when I know that there's students struggling who would just do so well in this. So I want to draw them in, and I want to get them as excited too and build that confidence. So yeah, that's what I love the most, is the fact that I not only am teaching them something, but if they're willing to trust me, I can also helicopter them to what is hopefully a career, or at least gain some skills and knowledge that will help them find something they really like to do.
This is great. And see, even for me, the career piece is really standing out. So students that come to your program are mostly, they want a job, or they're working in a job, or they need these skills so they can do, and you're actually partnering them with, and there's faculty and professors that are in the industry.
And
so
sometimes the students don't, but their parents really do. So.
Talk to me about that.
No, I just know that they find us in so many different ways.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
So this program, entertainment technology.
Yep.
The courses, I kind of rattled them off. I guessed one of them. I guessed that there was a video one because you told me
Yes,
about the audio.
I can list them for you.
Yeah, you're
if you
right. Let me see if I can. If you quiz me.
Yeah.
So audio, lighting, video.
Yeah.
And then the putting it all together. What's that one called?
Entertainment Technology 101, which comes first.
Okay, so you go because I'm saying them wrong.
Our
entertainment and then what do you learn at Entertainment Technology 101 course?
So when you come here in the fall, there's 2 courses: Entertainment Technology 101 and Stagecraft. Stagecraft is going to be sawdust. Entertainment Technology is going to be plugging stuff in.
Okay.
So it's the basics of technical for live events, and it's a matter of, in Stagecraft, you're going to learn how to make things by hand, construction techniques,
building sets,
identifying tools, building set pieces. And in NTech 101, you're going to learn to identify the technical equipment and how to plug it in.
Okay.
Without
no
causing the power dip in the yeah.
And then you have it where you can go into like an audio course, a lighting course. Is it those other 2 are the prerequisite?
Audio, yeah, and
lighting.
then audio, video, lighting.
And then that other course that brings it all together, is that like a capstone course or?
Oh, we have a capstone.
Okay.
And we have troubleshooting.
Oh, the troubleshooting course. Okay.
And then I'm very excited this semester because we were using the existing AutoCAD class here at the college for drafting, for teaching students about how to read. But they're not how to read, but how to read drafting and paperwork.
And you may need to educate the viewers on what AutoCAD is.
Totally. AutoCAD is some software that we use a lot of the time in the construction and architectural industry for building plans and designs so that it can be implemented, so that it can be built. So we want our students to have a basic understanding of how to draft. In fact, that's even a need. I've had students who just have gained that basic understanding.
I was going to say.
They've gotten full-time jobs as
because
drafters.
people don't know even what AutoCAD is, let alone the skills. That's
so awesome. They're learning that, but I'm so happy because this semester we were able to finally start to offer an alternative, which is the industry software called Vectorworks. Vectorworks is used primarily in our industry, and it's geared in the entertainment industry for drafting, but it's also used by the landscaping industry as well for drafting out like plots for doing gardening and landscaping work. But students are getting a chance to learn from a recently retired Vectorworks employee who really built a lot of the software. So they're learning basic drafting skills that are, again, we're trying to make it as relatable as possible. So in this class, we've been able to remove the concepts that maybe would be foreign to them from like the industry of architecture and kept it more focused on our industry and live events.
Oh, very exciting. There's so many layers here. So you program, we know that. What are some outside of the classroom, or two double barrel question here.
Yeah.
What are some outside of the classroom elements beyond what you've talked about that would be good for them to know? And anything else about, entertainment technology that, because I know we have a website and we know that, but hearing it from you is going to be a lot more accessible. So what else would you tell us about the program?
From outside of the classroom?
Yeah.
So internally, we are always producing work here at Howard Community College. So we're not short on that. Our theater department, our professional theater company, our dance program, our community groups that come in are all professional as well. So outside of the program, we have opportunities for students here on campus outside of class time to get involved, to work with different types of groups. This past fall, for example, we partnered with the Ellicott City, and they did a big celebration musical production here.
Oh, wonderful.
In the Horowitz Center. And while we didn't produce it, the area that needed the most support was tech. So we had our entertainment technology student was an assistant stage manager.
Oh.
We supported the running of the show here. Additionally, outside of here, I have current students right now working at a lot of the local theaters, either working in the scene shops or working electrics with lights and sound or working stage management. We currently, like this week alone, I had students down at Imagination Stage in Bethesda,
Oh, wonderful.
Baltimore Center Stage, Everyman Theater. That's just this week, and they bounce around because as people need these students, they're not shy to reach out,
Wow.
and I'm not shy to send them. So
Is it high need? What's the need for folks with this skill set, the entertainment technology skill set?
So I don't have on me by
Not
heart
yet.
official
Yeah, so- no
percentages,
official,
but we're talking museums when they set up for any sort of changeover in exhibits. They need lights and sound to support those exhibits when you go to one and look around, right? So the D.C. area, Baltimore, we have a lot of those.
A lot of great deal of museums.
Conference centers
Conference
and
centers.
which we have a lot of. Hotels with conference centers.
Oh, goodness. Yeah.
The live event venues, from concert halls to theaters, all the places of worship need this. We work with a bunch to try and help and send students. It's hard because there are so many, but that's a growing industry. They have bigger budgets, lots of nice equipment, so it's a great opportunity for students to use gear that they might not use again for a little while if they can get into a place of worship. It's awesome. There's
exciting.
countless growth here, and what's nice about it is it's kind of like choose your own adventure. You can't sit through plays. Great, go work concerts.
Right, yeah,
you don't
yeah.
like
Use
music?
those same skills in different
Awesome,
areas.
Go do it here. So you like it all? You're never bored. Go do this, go do that, So it's a lot, but it's cool.
Yeah, it's great. And so if the learning is very applied from educational technology, the experience, it isn't like you have to be lucky, right? It's high probability that they'll have real hands-on experience, almost in a sense guaranteed. But then afterwards, there's so many spaces and pathways, like you said, choose your own adventure.
Right.
So I'm understanding that correctly.
Yeah, because when you're an actor, just because we're talking entertainment, right? You go and you audition, and you may or may not get the job. Here with places, the audition is the job. You're going out on this call, and it's up to the student to then put their best foot forward, work well, collaborate, and show them what skills they have so that they can get that call again and again and again and start to create that domino effect of work. So,
and how did you say that? You said the job, the
audition is
audition is the job.
Yeah, which is awesome.
It is. In many places it's kind of like, do you have experience? How am I going to get experience if I don't have experience? That one of those kind of loops totally takes care of that. And they just apply. So how do students enter the program? They just apply to HCC, and
they apply to HCC.
That's it.
And that's it. And it is not terribly challenging to get in, which is amazing in the sense that there aren't many barriers to getting into the program, and a lot of students reach out to me, and I give them a tour in advance, and we can let them observe a class, or we can just talk with them. I've had students here at the college who wind up spending an extra year because we had somebody in the entrepreneurial program come in. And what I love about my classes is I would say only half of the classes are traditional age students, meaning they've graduated high school and then they're in the program.
Right,
We have a
right.
lot of students who are non-traditional age who are coming back to either gain more experience in this industry, who are looking for a career change. I try to offer the more advanced courses in lighting and sound in the evenings because it gives people who want to take our courses a la carte.
Oh, that's
Maybe
actually
you
really
are
smart.
a DJ and you want to learn about intelligent lighting. This gives you a chance to take it. It also gives me a chance to find amazing instructors because people are excited to teach our students. But a lot, like I said, it's important to me that they're working. So the fact that we can find a time that works for students, but also works for the instructor to be an amazing instructor, it's win-win.
Wow. So much here. There was an avenue I wanted to go down, but I want to be conscious of our time.
Sure.
You teach in this program. How many the other faculty for the program are you mostly teaching? I know you don't teach like every course every day.
It feels like
it. What is the program in terms of the program faculty around? How many different? Well, I guess the better question is for any of those classes, right? Any semester. Am I going to be able to get into a class if I want it? Are the offerings there, or is it kind of depending upon the semester?
No, they are there. In fact, we've started offering another section of 101 just to make sure that students can get in, and so we approach those. And because we're a smaller school, it's awesome. If a class is full, we can first start by asking an instructor, "Hey, what is it going to be?" I also love the program. If a class isn't full enough, then I usually am still happy to teach it. So I've had times for certain courses where, a student wants to take something and it might become an independent study because they're the only one.
I see.
Because I'm here and because I know they can do it, why wait? If we wait, we might lose them.
Right.
Let's do it.
Well, that's really exciting that I know for our students that's the case, because it seems like that's like the last barrier potentially, right? And if we know that a student can come in and they can get a class, and if they can't get a class, there's this independent study option. So it's like there seems to be like no excuses, right? If you want to work in entertainment technology, you literally just have to put forth the effort, and we got you.
They have enough things giving them excuses, and we try not to
minimize
be
those.
One of them. I more want to be able at the end of the day with a clear conscience to go, this is on you. We've given you all.
We've done everything we could do,
and I'm right here. We're all right here for you. So just be here too.
That's exciting.
Yeah,
being here too. Yep.
Yeah. No, I've learned, and I asked the adjuncts this too. Going to a lot of the different regional theater things, I get to see a lot of people in our industry, live event industry, and so many of them have become so comfortable in education that I notice there's this sort of like comfort and honestly grumpiness. And for me, I go, well, that's the problem right there with the industry. I see students who are at a school looking at a professor, and I could never imagine them going, gosh, I hope I'm that grumpy old person when I grow up, right? So I really want to make sure that anybody that our students are interacting with in this program could go, oh, I could totally be that person. Many of them are grown up, so I won't say when I grow up.
Right.
I could totally be that person as I keep going, and they're adjusted. They're not angry all the time.
Right.
So it's one of those things where we try and make it seem very accessible. Not seem, it is. So why create barriers that don't need to be there? That's a lot more work.
I appreciate that. That is a special sauce for the program. And as we close up here, it seems like you're teaching them the technical skills, but the kind of leadership of the program is that those like soft skills or human skills, which is going to really mean a difference. If both people know lighting, I'm going to go with the person who's easier to work with, right? So
and that's what I've learned in my personal experience.
Okay.
You can be the best sound op ever, but if you are a jerk, you won't
You're not.
be working. And they'd rather have somebody who's okay but is willing to listen and be fun to be around. We work very long hours, and you want to make sure you're around people who will support that energy. So
that's awesome. Well, that's actually a good point to close in as we wrap up here. What would you share? What else have you not shared as it relates to your love of learning, the entertainment technology program? Anything else that you would share for the viewers? Because this is your time. You've given a good under the hood of what happens in entertainment technology. But what else would you share with the viewers?
Oof. I would say that if you do this program, my hope is that you do it because you love it. But I'd also say the career path, the one challenge that I haven't highlighted is that if you don't love it, it's a really hard path. You're almost better off going and being a heart surgeon if you like that more than doing this, because the hours, the time, the level of dedication, it's one of those weird careers where everybody's in the room and everybody's there because they actually want to be there.
They love it.
So that's really cool. And because there's that energy, if you don't want to be there, you stand out. Mm-hmm. And everybody in the room notices that. And eventually, those people aren't in the room.
Wow.
So I would say do it, but if you're going to do it and commit to it, also make sure it makes you happy and you love it, because a lot of the people you're going to work with are there for that same reason.
That's awesome. And this is very fitting. You mentioned loving it, Seth, the love of learning. Thank you all for tuning into the Love of Learning podcast with host Dr. Carl S. Moore. I really enjoyed having this, having this conversation, Seth, having you here, because I, as a former theater kind of light sound technical person, fell in love with the program even more today. So thank you all for viewing, and we'll see you next time.